Hi everyone, it's Minji, your Spanish tutor here at Peer Tutoring Club. Thank you for clicking on my second lecture for this year, which is Spanish Lecture 2 from Hola to Mastery and Learn Spanish the Minji way. So let's get started. So for today's lecture, we're going to learn cómo conjugar el verbo ir en presente, how to conjugate the verb er in present tense, and also cómo conjugar el verbo estar en presente, how to conjugate the verb estar in present tense. Those two verbs we're going to focus in today's lecture. So, el verbo er, which is definition, er translates to go. It can be about a person mainly. And the first things that you have to know are the pronouns, pronombres, in order to correctly conjugate the verb for each pronoun. So the first pronoun that we have is yo, which translates to me, which is the first person pronoun, and then second person pronoun is tú with acento en la u, which is accent on the u, and which translates to you, second person. And then third pronoun is él, ella, usted, which is he and she. And I'm gonna go more in depth about usted later, but usted, you can just think of it as he or she. Just usted. And acento on the en la e, which is e. So accent on the e when saying he, él. Then the fourth pronoun is nosotros, which is us. Us. Me and you guys, which is us. Can be me and my sister, which is us when referring to me and Niall, which is us. And then fifth verb is vosotros, which is you guys, not including me, just you guys. And sixth verb is ellos, ellas, ustedes, which is they, them, they, like they. And then, as said, ustedes, it's they. And then usted is he or she. So if you're a middle schooler who's watching this, attending DIS, Miss Medina doesn't really use usted, ustedes. So you don't really have to know the things that we go over about ustedes right at this instant. But when you are an upcoming freshman or sophomore, Mrs. Lopez does use ustedes. So during quizzes, which is super helpful trick that you can learn today. But yeah, in middle school you don't go very in depth about ustedes, but in high school you're expected to know those pronouns. Okay, next slide is conjugar el verbo er, which translates to go. Yes, correct. So first is yo voy, which is I'm going in present tense. Yo voy. Then second is tú vas. Tú vas. Whenever conjugating a verb, it'll be really helpful if you guys on the other side of the screen are just repeating it aloud, because foreign language is all about communicating and talking aloud and saying things really often. And by saying things and saying like sentences or just like little minor things everyday in Spanish or for other foreign languages can really help. So whenever I say a verb, you can say it too. Okay, so let's start again. Yo voy. Tú vas. Él, ella, usted va. Nosotros vamos. Vosotros vais. Ellos, ellas, ustedes van. So to quickly translate all of this is I'm going, you are going, he or she is going, we are going, you guys are going, they are going. Yeah. And common mistake that I want to highlight is people tend to they think usted has another conjugation for every verb, so they think usted has another conjugation, but usted is equal to the conjugation for él, ella, which is va. So think of it, it's the same conjugation always as él, ella, or for ustedes is ellos, ellas. So always think usted equals él, ella, same conjugation, so usted va. Also, I didn't mention this, but the definition of usted or ustedes, it's the same. Usted, he or she, ustedes, they, them. But it's more formal than él, ella, or ellos, ellas. So if you wanted to use a bit more formal way, like when mentioning to an adult, you can use usted or ustedes. Okay, next is the verb, el verbo estar, which la definición para estar es to be in English, so translates to be. To be for a person or an object. And we can also say the pronombres out loud again. So yo, tú, él, ella, usted, nosotros, vosotros, ellos, ellas, ustedes. Great job. Which all translate the same thing as before. So me, you, he, she, us, you guys, they. So conjugar el verbo estar. First is yo estoy. Tú estás. Él, ella, usted está. Nosotros estamos. Vosotros estáis. Ellos, ellas, ustedes están. And common mistake that I want to highlight. Oh, before that, let me translate it for you. Is just it's just the same idea as the verb er. So and a common mistake that I want to highlight is people tend to forget the accent because el verbo estar has a lot of acentos, which is accent, and it has one conjugating tú, one conjugating él, ella, usted, one conjugating vosotros, conjugating ellos, ellas, ustedes. So don't forget those acentos because they're really important, and in a quiz you don't want negative 0.05 points for every accent that you miss. Yes. Okay, diferencia entre er y estar. So, which is the difference between the verb er and estar. So really people tend to ask a lot this question, but what is the difference between ir and estar? So I'm gonna break it down for you. So ir is used when one is going in a particular direction without stopping. Yeah. And estar is used when describing one's or object location. So to summarize, so ir is like you can describe when one is going, like a direction, or like I have some examples that I will show you guys, but just like when one person is going like somewhere, just from point A to point B, and estar is just like when describing the status of the person location or object location. That's mainly the most simplification of the difference between these verbs, and that's really it. I put it very simple way. Okay, ejemplo, which is examples. For ER, Alejandro va en la tienda de ropa. Alejandro va en la tienda de ropa. Yes, which is Alejandro, which is Latino, nombre Latino, which is Latin American name is in Latin America, is going to the shop, to the clothing shop. So tienda de ropa is clothing shop. So it's describing Alejandro direction, like motion of really to go. And then for estar is Alejandro está en la tienda de ropa, which is Alejandro is at the clothing shop, which is describing his location, his exact location, which is the clothing shop. And yeah, those are just two of the examples where ir and estar is like describing the difference between these verbs. And yeah, so that is it, guys. Thank you so much for tuning in for my second Spanish lecture, and see you on the next one. Thank you.